All right, just got this KX450X. Rode it probably 3 or 4 times. Actually, don't know how many hours it has on it, but never did the initial lube of like the linkage and the bearings and stuff. So I kind of wanted to see how much grease was on here. I rode it today and hosed it down, so expect to see some water on it. But pulled the axle out. I've done nothing to this. This is how much grease it has on it. Like nothing. This is the inside of the spacers plus dust seals, and there's nothing. Dust seals ain't doing too good of a job because you can see some kinds of sand in there. Got water in the axle a little bit, but there is like no extra grease in here at all. I mean, this is a sealed bearing, it looks like. Sorry. But yeah, no extra grease. So definitely glad I pulled this apart. We'll get the linkage apart. Obviously the rear wheel is gonna come off, linkage swing arm, and then steering stem. Not looking forward to it because I want to ride tomorrow morning, but I guess I'm gonna have to now. This side, I guess I'll show you the other side too. Turn around. Oh yeah, dude. Like nothing, and then obviously without that grease there, that dust seal's not doing a whole lot. You got a bunch of water intrusion in there, so glad I pulled it apart. All right, just got the lower link off. All right, this bad boy I wanted to take off. Got the nut off. You can see on this side. That pin here that comes out is attached to this plastic chain guard. And then once that comes off, to remove it, you'd have to remove this whole foot peg, it looks like, to slide that pin out of there. So I want to ride tomorrow, so I'm probably not going to do that right now. Save that for another day. All right, this is what she looks like inside. I mean, dude, honestly, not freaking can't focus on this. Not horrible, I guess, in that link for the shock there. Let's see if I can slide this out and see what those rollers look like. Try this with one hand. Ooh, there we go. All right, not a lot in there, dudes. Oh yeah. I mean, it's got some lube on it. Like you can see, it's a little slick, but I think you could definitely use some more. But it's the same for that one too. This is what the pins look like. Not showing a ton. All right, folks, just took the rear axle out. There's the rear tire. You can see there's pretty much nothing on there. There's the seals, the dust seals anyways. Here's what it looks like. Hopefully this focuses. At the bearing area, there's a little bit of grease, I guess. Not a lot going on in there, so definitely need to grease these bad boys up. All right, to grease this bad boy up, we got some of this Maxima waterproof grease. I gotta hold this phone with one hand and grease it up. Good, so for me, I just wanna jam this stuff down in this lip here. Make sure that groove is filled with grease, and then even down there. This isn't gonna get the bearing because it's a sealed bearing, but what it will do is prevent water from getting in there. Sealed means sealed for a while. Eventually, water will get in there if you just let it go. So, all I'm kind of doing is packing this stuff down in there next to it, filling it up, and then I'll, of course, clean it up. You don't need to grease like freaking all over it, but kind of show you the end result here in a minute. I'll do that to both sides and then see what's going on. Okay, this is the steering stem stuff, dudes. Focus on this. Dude, that is not a ton of grease on there. This thing's completely dry. Not that it needs a ton of grease, but... And then here is the upper bearing. That's how much grease it comes from the factory. Again, not a lot. Peter into there. Yeah, it's got a little bit on the, oh shit, you can't see the tiny bit on there. Sweet. All right, the last piece we gotta do is that one linkage we missed earlier, and then of course the swing arm. I'm gonna spare you guys the time. I bet you know the result. Probably not a bunch of grease in there. So I'm gonna get to that, but hopefully that convinces you to tear this thing apart and start greasing it up.